Roma is on standby with the chairperson of the Coast People Democratic Movement, that is Moses Mara. Francis, good morning. What's the latest from the coastal region?
Well, good morning, Michelle. And yes, that is the main topic right now here in the Coast region, a topic that appears to be gathering momentum every minute because that is the main discussion that people are having here. And of course, it's a bucket of mixed reactions from residents so far, especially here in Mombasa, which is sort of the main town here in the Coast region. And the reactions are mixed. There are those who are feeling that it's time, yes, for secession. And there are those who are saying that, no, it's actually not the time to speak about seceding from the rest of Kenya. And it is not a new topic, as we've been reporting to you, especially here in the Coast region. It is a topic that has always been there. And right now, I want to engage some of the pioneers of this topic, the Coast People's Democratic Movement, which championed this cause even many years ago. They are saying that this cause is gathering momentum, especially now that other elected leaders are now joining into this fray. And I want to engage Mr. Moses Mara, as you indicated here, who is the chair of the Coast Movement Democratic Movement rather. Karibu sana, we are live on KTN News. Speak to us about this cause. Why is it so relevant right now?
It has always been, thank you very much, first of all, for having me on air. It has always been relevant, but people did not know the underlying reasons for which we had to ask for the cessation of the coast. It is relevant because we feel that marginalization of the coast, as everybody does understand, and witnessed by the TJRC report and many other reports, the coast region has been badly marginalized more than any other region. Number two, at the time Kenya was being given independence, the British did not give the coast people an opportunity to consent whether they would be joining the Kenya as one country or not. Number three, even with these serious moves towards secession, the government has not taken the initiative to talk to the coast people. They had indicated in Parliament through Raila Odinga, who was Prime Minister, that they were going to create a commission to address this matter, and it was never addressed until now. Now that we have been able to address this matter in court, and we have won some cases as far as this issue is concerned, still the government is still using very oppressive means instead of reaching out to the coast people to discuss this issue and reach a solution, a political solution. Yeah.
Definitely, we've seen politicians now joining this particular discussion. We're having the governor of Mombasa, especially Hassan Ali Job, spearheading this mission this time around. You feel the mission has been hijacked by politicians, or feel they've upped momentum?
I respect the right of every coast person or every Kenyan to agitate for secession. There is nothing wrong in them doing so. But as far as we are concerned, we have started this issue sometime 2012, and by divine intervention, and that is why we have been to court. I have been criminalized for agitating for secession, and I have won this case in Garissa. We have taken the government to court. We have won a case against them for them to register us. Until now, they have not registered us. So we have covered so much ground. We have taken time to look at the issues from the time the first Arab came here to the Portuguese, to the second Arab, how the coast became a protectorate, all the agreements that were involved between the Sultan and the British government, until the time when Kenya was being given independence, and how the unitary or the integration of the coast into Kenya came about. We analyzed all these issues, and we even looked at the dimension of the law, and then we realized that it is actually a mistake of the British that they integrated us without a consent, and is not a mistake of the Kenya government. The Kenya government did not leave to those agreements that made it possible for the coast region to be integrated into Kenya.
Okay, an honest answer, an honest question rather, that will require an honest answer from you. Is coast ready actually for secession, looking at the whole spectrum of facets of all issues, even the infrastructure itself? Do you think coast is ready?
Well, there is always a beginning for everything. Rome was not built in a day. The question of not being ready does not arise. This is a journey we have started. We are very cognizant of the fact that we have all those challenges that you are saying, but these can be addressed as we move along. They will not impede our right, to agitate for our right to secession. And by the way, it has to be realized that we had to prove in court or convince the judges that secession or agitating for secession is not a crime under the Kenya Constitution. The Kenya Constitution has the mechanisms for secession to be negotiated as long as an amendment can be done to the Constitution and allow secession to be negotiated under Article 257 and 256 of the Constitution. And we cannot do this until we are registered. That is why we went to court after the government refused to register us. We went to the court to engage them so that we can be registered and engage in the rules of the rules required under those two articles to make secession lawful.
The last question, does it look realistic? Mombasa Republican Council tried this and they failed terribly.
Well, they had their own methods. They had their own way of doing things. Ours is absolutely different. From day one, we decided that because the problem or the mistake was the British government, we don't have the capacity to go to Britain and fight against the British. So the only thing is that since they did not follow the law, at the time they integrated the coast with Kenya, we will use the same law for us to agitate for secession. And moreover, the ground as far as this issue is concerned has shifted. There was a case, and everybody knows, the Supreme Court of Quebec of Canada decided on this matter that even where the Constitution or international law is silent on secession, secession can still be negotiated under the Constitution or under international law, as long as it is negotiated, as long as no violence is involved. And we are trying to do it through the legal means, and we do not see the reason why we should be victimized.
All right. Thank you, sir, for your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. That is Maurice Maro, who is the chair of the Coast Democratic Movement, one of the champions here for secession. And as they are saying that they are pushing this agenda to the last limit because they're saying it's relevant at this time in Coast region, and they're saying largely it's based on marginalization that has continued to be meted on the Coast region. And that is where we end it here. And of course, the debate continues, Michelle.
All right, many thanks. Francis Ontomo, a reporter joining us live from Mombasa, where talks of secession